Okay, folks, guess what? It's coffee time again, but it's not morning. It is 3 o'clock. Usually I don't have coffee at 3 o'clock, but today I'm going to make a moment in my life, day in my life video again. It's not a full day, it's probably only a moment, so hang tight. So now, since it is after 3, I want an actual coffee. One that's actually coffee. So I'm going to put ground coffee into my little Melita coffee cup funnel thingy. I don't know what you call these things. Newfangled gadget, I suppose, would be a good enough technical term for that. And now I'm going to pour the boiling water into the coffee filter thing and have it drip down and make me an actual cup of coffee. And since I'm not holding the camcorder this time, I've got it on a tripod. I'm going to pour the hot boiling water into this, and watch it flap on itself. Okay, is that the way this day is supposed to end? I poured it too fast. And the filter is too big for this one. So, let's just get it in there and hope for the best. Okay, so I'd say it's dripped down enough. Yes. And I'll put that on there. And since it's actual coffee and not instant, I do like sweetener and I like Coffee Mate in my real coffee. Isn't that weird? Does anybody else do that? Instant coffee, I like black first thing in the morning. Afternoon coffee, I like sweetener and creamer. Not milk, but creamer. It's got to be creamer. Yeah, it's got to be Coffee Mate because that happens to be my favorite. So I put actually 4, which is probably way too much, but I don't have this often. So I don't know how much sugar's in these creamers, but sometimes you gotta treat yourself. You can only deny yourself so much, and then you can't. Because if you do, then you'll overdo. But if you don't, then you won't. There you go. Bit of wisdom for you. Okay, folks. I have been fighting with this waffle iron for a little bit because it lost its Teflon. Been using it for about a year, and then it no longer worked. Well, the Teflon sticks. So I continually tried to use it by oiling it on both sides, and it's still stuck, and it took a bit of a fight to pry off the waffle, and yet I'm not ready to give up on it. Why, you ask? Well, as most YouTubers will say, to be completely transparent, I want to try something. I really don't think it's going to work. That's the transparent part. But if it does, well, it'll surprise the hell out of me. Anyway, I had this idea when I was waking up one morning. I could take parchment paper that I use in my Mr. T hamburger cooker, and I put the burgers between parchment paper like this. Now this is the Mr. T cooker, not the waffle iron. And I place them in between there, push this down, cook the burgers, and cleanup is easy peasy. So I thought, would the same thing work for waffles? Stay tuned. Let's find out. But a hack I ran across into? Okay. I found a hack that on the internet. Use parchment paper when it doesn't want to stay open or it doesn't want to mold to your pie tin or your cake tin because it just has a mind of its own. You take that parchment paper and you crinkle it up, like so. Okay, now it's a ball of parchment paper that no longer has a mind of its own. So I thought, when I was waking up one morning, what if I put a little water in there and dampened it a bit, just to make it a little more pliable. So let's give that a try with the waffle maker. Okay, so I've wet the parchment, and it called for my instant pancake waffle mix. Called for, let's see, turn this around, a cup of the mix to 2/3 cups water. They did, however, say do it in advance and let it sit a little bit, so that's what I'll do. Okay, as I sit here waiting for the waffle pancake mix to bloom, like they said, I'm thinking it's not going to work because when you pour, let's take the logistics of the waffle iron, okay, why don't we? Not that this video is serious. Do not take this seriously, because it's not. When you pour, I missed a spot. When you pour the waffle batter into the waffle iron, it goes into these crevices. And it starts cooking right away, because it's already hot. And then you put the lid down, and it starts cooking on the top and the bottom simultaneously. Now, my idea was if I could pour it into with the parchment paper, it may lift off with the parchment paper, but what I didn't count on is it's not going to be heavy enough to sink down in, and once I start pouring it on the parchment paper, it's going to run all over the place. I have a hunch. Unless I make the batter thicker and do it quick, so when I put down the lid, it will make indentations in the parchment paper to cook the waffle properly to look like a waffle. Who do you think? Do you think this is going to work, I ask you, my fellow viewers out there far and wide? Everybody's raising their hand screaming, no, you idiot, it's not going to work. Don't call me an idiot. It's just an idea. And I seriously doubt this will work too, because it won't weigh the parchment paper down for it to fill these up until I close the lid. But then when I close the lid, it should. But if I close the lid and it doesn't work, it's going to just spill out everywhere. Yeah, it'll push it out everywhere because it's got nowhere to go into. I don't think this is going to work. Should I give it a try anyway? I'm thinking no, because it's not going to work and just be a big fat mess. But what if it did work? Wouldn't it be great? I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to give it a try. Okay, I'll bring you back in a second. I gotta plug it in. Okay, ridiculous idea number one on this waffle iron that sticks. So I folded it into fours to give me a rough grid as to where the waffle is going to land. I'm going to put some batter in there. Should I use a scoop? Would that be fast enough? I need something fast. So let's try a scoop, I think, and then get the lid down quickly. Okay, let's try this. At least I know how much batter is going into each one. Oh boy, is it crazy? That doesn't look like enough batter in that one, nor that one. That one. So it has to raise up a bit so it gives the shape of the waffle. Like I know what the heck I'm talking about. I hope I'm recording. Yep, red dot. Now, we will put down the parchment paper. Whoop, drying already. And we'll put the lid down. And we'll see what happens. I'll bring you back when it's done. So, you may ask me, why am I even doing this? Going to all this trouble for a waffle that's using a waffle iron that's lost its Teflon coating. Well, just because I can, and because I had the idea of giving this a try. And if people didn't go on their ideas, and they didn't look a gift horse in the mouth, so to speak, as my grandpa used to say, because how do you know it's not going to work unless you try it? How do you know you can't jump that hurdle in high school just because it's taller than you are and it comes up to your waist? Well, I tried, and I found out in high school I cannot jump a waist-high hurdle during PE. But I didn't know that until I tried, because I never tried to jump that high. I climbed trees, I didn't jump. So, that's how you find out whether it's a stupid idea or it's not, or it will work or it won't work. You won't know until you try. And I could have tried and tried and tried again on that hurdle in high school, but that would just be looking a gift horse in the mouth, because I'm 5'2" and there's no way I'd make it over that hurdle in PE. So I went over and played golf. I played bowling. We had sports day for a whole week in high school. And we did different things. We did tetherball and volleyball and golf. Oh, we did archery. I did enjoy that. What else did we do? They did gymnastics. I didn't do that. I had to make the PE teacher a little angry at me, because she said, get on the balance beam and walk across it. And I go, no, no, no. That's only like 3 or 4 inches wide. I don't do well with stuff like that. And she said, well, you have to do it. I said, no, I don't need to fall off this and break a bone. Because I'd already had a broken bone previously. Girl Scouts bowling, Girl Scouts roller skating competition, and we were doing the sombrero hat dance in a roller rink. Needless to say, when the music stopped, everybody was supposed to stop because we were all holding hands, and the girl in front of me, or behind me, didn't stop, and she proceeded to fall on top of me and break my leg in 2 places. Well, I was not going to get up on that balance beam in high school and fall and break a bone. So she said, well, do push-ups or sit-ups. I said, okay, I'll do sit-ups. She said, do 50. I said, okay, I'll do 50 sit-ups. I'm not getting on the balance beam, and I didn't. I held my ground. And I think Grandpa was a little proud of me. And I had no problem with doing sit-ups. I could do sit-ups till the cows come home. I wasn't a problem at all. So I'm just filling airtime here with little stories about me. Not that you're interested, but in case you are, there you go. Now I'm talking like Food Wishes guy from the internet. Anyway, I'm supposed to wait until the steam stops steaming out of the waffle iron. And that's supposed to tell you that the waffles are cooked. Hopefully it's not steaming up my camera that I have set up just above the waffle iron. I hope this works. It would be funny if it did. I'd be surprised if it did. I'm not going to push down on it. I just going to wait for it to stop steaming, and then once it does, I'll bring you back and we'll see what happens. I'm curious myself. So stay tuned. Okay, most of the steam has stopped. Let's see. So far it didn't stick to the top. Has it cooked all the way through, or should it stay in longer? It may stick to the parchment. I think it needs to stay in a little bit longer. Yeah, a little bit longer. Alrighty then, let's give this a try. Let's pull this off of the parchment paper off of the waffle iron, which came off clean. Okay, let me unplug the waffle iron and I'll bring you back. Okay, now that I brought you back, let's see. Will this come off? I don't know. We'll see. Well, so far so good. Parchment paper is pulling off. It's not your typical waffle. So, it didn't stick, no, but did it fail? I don't know. It is pulling off of the parchment paper. Did pull off the parchment paper. Okay, let's see. We could save it by toasting it in the toaster. You know, we could do that. I need a sharper knife, I think. I need a knife that cuts. Let's see. Is this worth it? No. Was it fun to try? Well, yeah. Is it going to taste good? Who the heck knows? But we're going to give it a try, and we're going to see. Because it's cooked, but it's not crispy. Now, I do like a crispy waffle. So, it's not crispy. I could toast it, could put it in the air fryer, but I'm not going to do that. Let's put these over here. Keep hitting the thing with my glasses. So I've got some syrup here. So, I was going to put it on a plate, but, whoa, should have held on to the lid, I suppose. So I didn't want to put that much syrup. So that was a fail. Okay. Here's a fork. I need to sit down because my legs are killing me. Let's see. Turn that around. Am I recording? Is there a red dot? Yes, there's a red dot. Okay. So I did get the spilling of the syrup. Caught up in my stool now. Okay. Oh, here. Have a look at that. That'd be Mr. Pumpkinhead. Yeah. Alright. Let's give this a taste. And see if it's any good. If it's a fail. It's a lot more work than just pouring the batter into your waffle iron. I will say that. Okay. Here we go, folks. What do you think? Is it a 1 or is it a 10? Haha. Well, it's cooked. I'd say it's a fail. It's not crispy. I like a crispy waffle. So the parchment paper worked as far as keeping it not sticking, but it's not crispy. And it didn't rise like it usually does. But it could be toasted, and it could be air fried. Should I try toasting it? Do you think that'll help? I don't know. Would it help? It feels tough to eat, but this is that instant batter too, which is a little tough to begin with. Should I try toasting it, folks? Or should I just say it's a fail and say goodnight? I think I might say it's a fail and good night. If I toast it, I'll let you know in the next day in the life. Because I need to sip my coffee and rest. I'm worn out now. And I got to clean up my spilt syrup. No use cry over spilt syrup.